started.
Ah, Goliath. Let's see what he's got here. E4. Let's see. I could play. Let's play a regular Sicilian or a classical Sicilian. Okay, I guess we'll be playing the Smith-Morra gambit. I will decline it this time. He's a pretty good player. And a strong player with the Smith-Morra gambit is pretty dangerous. So you decline the gambit is one way to handle it. And then this is a line in the Alpine Sicilian. Okay, let's slow down a little bit after this move. He's been playing pretty quickly, and I know this line up to this point. He has a threat of pushing this pawn forward, taking advantage of the pin. If I play e6 here, that stops him. Well, then I can take the pawn. And I guess that's good. And I want to play e6 anyway. Can also put the bishop here to unpin. That becomes a danger, but let's kick the bishop. See if he wants to trade. He does want to trade, okay. I guess he can take this pawn and leave me with this kind of funny pawn structure. But he didn't do that. Do I want to take the time to play d5? It seems very slow. The question is, do I get killed in the meantime? But d5, and then later I'll play c4 to liberate. It's kind of like a French defense structure. I've lost one of my knights, though. I will try it. He's got bishop to g5, possibly hitting my queen. And I can block with the bishop. Maybe it's okay. So, yeah, I'm going to play bishop e7 and castle. Try and keep control of these squares over here. And then go with c5. He could have gone, you know, with a3 and b4 and maybe just prevented c5 altogether. Now I still have hopes of playing it at some point. He's kind of stopped it for the moment. Yeah, the question is how fast do I want to be? I could take a couple of moves with playing bishop to d7, rook to c8, and then c5. Leave the knight here. If he pushes his pawn forward, then at least I have this square on c4 to occupy. So let's go with a plan like that. So he's still clamping down on c5 here. I'm going to leave that for the moment and turn my attention to the other side, because this wasn't seemingly not developing into much. He didn't take. I was expecting him to take. He's attacking this pawn. If queen takes pawn, rook to a8, and then I can win the a pawn myself. So do I want to take here, or do I want to block? I think I want to block with f5, since he didn't stop that pawn when it went by. Shuts down this diagonal. He had knight to g5 coming in here, threatening mate. At some point, maybe that would have been a danger. Okay, the bishop dropped back. Does that mean I can play c5 here? Pawn takes, bishop takes, or rook takes? Yeah, I think I can. And I will. I guess he's going for bishop to a5. Yeah, I should have thought about that a little bit before I played so quickly. So what happens if I play c5 here? Pawn takes, rook takes, rook takes. You can't take with the queen, but he could take the knight first and then take. Okay, and he has a threat of taking on he has a threat of taking on a6 here, so I should do something about that. How about bishop to a5? It's the queen. He can't block. He has to move the queen. Then I can take the pawn. My knight's still protected. I think that's good. Okay, so he dropped back. His knight was defended, so he wasn't losing the knight anyway. So I can just take this pawn, and I probably should. I should try and kick this bishop if I can, but I can't think of a way to do that. Let's see. If I take the pawn, he's going to take the rook, and then when I take back with the queen, he's going to take the knight. So that's the problem here. So let's lift my rook up. And, that defends the knight. It allows me to play queen to c8 to unpin the knight. And this pawn is still defended. Oh, but it traps my bishop. So he can play pawn to a4, and I would have to play bishop takes knight. That would be necessary. Should have thought of that before playing the rook there. Maybe he has some clever knight move now. Yeah, okay, so he gets the knight out of the way. Attacks my e-pawn. I can counterattack his knight with g5 here. Let's see, what else can I try here? How about if I take here? He takes back, and then I take the rook. Or if he takes the rook, I'll take with the bishop. If he plays pawn here, then I will take the exchange rooks and then move the bishop. The exchange of rooks leaves the, yeah, there's always a problem. The exchange of rooks leaves this pawn undefended. Well, that's what we got. He didn't take that pawn. Okay. So if I defend that pawn now, how can I defend it? I can defend... oh, he's attacking the knight. That's too bad. And the knight's still pinned. Okay, what can I do? The knight is pinned, the queen's attacking it, the bishop's attacking it. It's not looking good. I can counterattack his knight. That's the only thing I can think of, but that's not very convincing, because he can just take the knight with the tempo on my queen and then save his knight. Plus attacking his knight means he can come into this square. So what I really need to do is move my queen and attack something with that, but I don't see it. The bishop is loose, but no way to attack it. Okay, let's let's defend the e-pawn at least, so the knight isn't taking there and forking all those pieces. And let's attack his knight now. See where it goes. Does it have anything good? Yeah, it can come around this way too. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, I just don't have anything good here. We'll keep pushing his pieces back for a little bit. And now that knight is loose. I can hit that. He just came back. Okay, now is the queen overworked yet? The queen is defending a lot of pieces. It's defending this knight, that knight, and the bishop. How about if we attack the bishop? And let's keep attacking. He's going to move his bishop to d6 though, so that's not going to accomplish anything. Well, bishop d6, queen here, rook there. I mean, would skewer the queen, but it's not supported. Let's see. Well, let's see if he plays it. I'm going to try queen to. Yeah, but then he's got. Oh, he just defends that way. Okay. Well, let's undermine that pawn. And what can I do here? Going to rearrange my pieces a little bit, bring the bishop back to defend e6 and try and get the queen active. Okay, so he's got his two loose pieces are now defended by pawns, so they're not really loose anymore. And now he goes on the attack. Gets his rook out. Any way to break through here? His queen's blockading pretty effectively there. Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah, but that loses a pawn, doesn't it? Hard to find a move here. And I'm just gonna drop the rook back. His rook is threatening to invade on the 7th rank there. Maybe queen b8 and then bishop around to take a look at his advanced e-pawn. Bishop h6 to g7. Okay, he's bringing the knight in. Okay, didn't go there immediately. So, where's a knight? The knight's probably coming to. Knight is probably coming to a5 here, and I'll bring my rook back to b4, I guess. I don't know where it's going from there. And I'm still looking to bring my bishop to g7. Oh, he moved the knight. Okay. So he's going to bring his knight into f6. And that hits the bishop. And it hits the pawn. That's annoying, because that kind of forces me to trade, which I don't want to trade. I want to keep as many pieces on as I can. But, well, I can't allow that further loss of material there. That would be fatal.
Check.
Okay, so here we are. Let's see how he's going to break through here. And can I play e5 rather? e5 supported by the queen. He takes here with check. I can play bishop to e6, hitting the queen. Maybe I should look to defend the plan is to defend the d-pawn and then push the e-pawn forward. Okay, and he's got his knight there covering the covering that square. That's annoying. Okay, so queen here, he's coming here with check and he's hitting the bishop again. Okay, so I need to put the bishop somewhere where it's defended. Maybe over here. And then where do I go after the check? That's the question. Knight there, check. Yeah, this is a problem. So knight to e5 check is going to drive my king away, and then the pawn is going to come forward. And then to that square, queening. How can I stop that anyway? Well, the rook is on that square. I guess that loses, so... Bishop all the way back here, I guess, is the only move. Not immediately losing. Okay, now the king has to move out of the way. And I have stopped the pawn from coming forward, for what it's worth. And I've blockaded the pawn and defended e6. So he goes after my queen, and he's also threatening to come in here with check. Let's see, what else does that threaten? The check hits the light squares.
Black forfeits on time.
Oh, I just ran out of time. Well, good game from Goliath.
Incoming
I will
challenge.
upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.